Fall is here and the temperatures are about to cool off, which means it's time to get your house ready for the changing seasons. Here are 7 things that you can do to get your home ready for the fall. Hi, this is Denise from Vivid Lifestyle Realty, your go-to source for all things real estate and lifestyle in beautiful Corona, California and the surrounding areas. And today we are going to talk about the 7 things that will help you get your house ready for the changing season, for the fall season. Number 1 is have your furnace inspected. Now, we're in California, so we don't use our heat like a tremendous amount in the winter time, but it's still really important, I think, as important as if you're living in colder weather and using your heat all the time, because it just sits there sometimes and you want to make sure that it's still working efficiently and you're not, it's not going to, no fires are going to happen, and that your filters are changed, even though you may not use it. In California, definitely not even close to as much as you use it in Chicago or New York. So definitely, you want to keep that in mind. Even though we're not using our heat a lot, it's still good to upkeep it and make sure that things are tidy. So you definitely want to have your HVAC system, or you want to have your furnace inspected by an HVAC professional, so they can check for leaks, they can check to make sure that everything's working efficiently and that everything's good to go, no broken parts or whatnot, because that is a big, like your water heater and your furnace, those are big things in your house that you want to make sure are in top condition. Also, if you do the little things now, you're not going to have huge things happen over time. So it kind of, when you maintain things, it doesn't usually end up costing you as much as if you wait and then a big thing happens. So you want to make sure that also the filter is changed in there and everything is ready to go, especially, like I said, for the people that are using their heat for the next 5 months. It's really important so that no fires or things are working efficiently and there's no fire hazards or anything like that. So definitely, number 1, get your furnace checked out. So number 2 is get your fireplace professionally cleaned. And I would say, even if you're in a place like California or Florida or a warmer climate and you're only using it 15 times a year, once again, it's sitting there. So it's very important to get and we have a double-sided fireplace, so like this glass doesn't come off very much, but you see webs in there and different things, that could potentially be blocking different things. We can't see the inside of our chute. So obviously you want to make sure that you clean that out. And you don't want to wait till it gets build up, because in our general areas too, there could be fire, there's a lot of dust. That stuff is going into your chute and it needs to be cleaned out. So you don't want to get build up in there. And then obviously, if you're using your fireplace a lot during the winter months, especially with a wood burning fireplace, this is electric. But with wood burning fireplaces, a lot of buildup gets in there from the soot and the ash, and it can also be a potential fire hazard. So that with a wood burning fireplace, you definitely want to get something like that done definitely annually. But you do want to always clean out your fireplace and have a professional do it, unless you are a professional. But this is a big deal because they're going in there with special cleaning things to go all the way up your flute. And then especially if you have 2 stories, if they're cleaning the inside out and whatnot. Also, a really cool thing that you can do with our electric fireplace electric fireplaces that we're going to be doing too, is you can have this removed and gems put in. So if you want to update things like ourselves, you can have them convert it to a gem fireplace and look more modern and beautiful and pretty and everything. And then with just having them come out in a converter kit, it's really not a hard process if you know what you're doing, but it really can make the difference in how appealing your fireplace is. And so please get your fireplace checked, get it cleaned out. A lot of things can happen, especially with wood burning fireplaces, if you do not get all of that stuff cleaned out. It's also not good for that to be blowing around and for you to be breathing that. So get your fireplace checked by a professional. You can get a checkup, you can get it cleaned, and you can also have it converted into something that's a little bit more modern, and that can do wonders for if you're selling your house, or if, you know, just for yourself and you want to refresh. When you refresh things, it makes it feel like new. So it's really important just to keep your fireplace up and running, efficient and clean. Number 3, we're going to talk about turning off exterior faucets and taking your hoses off of the spigots, and maybe even turning off the exterior water. Now, usually, like I said, we're in Corona, California. If you are talking about most of the country, things freeze. So it's very important that you store anything that you have that's summer, whether it's furniture, you cover things, because obviously a cold winter can ruin outdoor furniture, and your hoses and water can freeze in the pipes, and that can cause a lot of damage to your furniture, or to, you know, something worse than that is your piping. And so you definitely, like, taking all the hoses, covering all of your outside furniture, and making sure you shut off the outside water so there's no leaks or things get frozen. It just really keeps things tidy and safe for the upcoming winter. Now, if you're in California, we some days are 80 and whatnot. So just like we do in the summer, we do get a lot of heavy winds, and we will get rain. So if you do have umbrellas outside from the summer, or you have barbecue islands or pools, sometimes it's good to put some covers on those so that they don't get extra dirty, or that your umbrellas aren't blowing around getting ripped up, and some of your outside summertime furniture is getting covered or put away so that you don't cause damage to that. But I'll tell you what, maybe 2 times a year we'll go, or 5 times a year we'll go maybe into the high 30s, low 40s, but your pipes aren't freezing out here. I'll just go that route. But for everywhere else, you do want to be very mindful for any spigots that you have in the front or the back, that they're shut off completely, that all your hoses are detached, all the water shaken out of them and they're put away, and that your pools and patio furniture are covered completely so that they are safe and they make it through the winter. Also, in the Midwest and a lot of different places, they have wood decks are very prominent. And so if you have wood decking or wood patios, you need to make sure that they're sealed, and you know, maybe you have a coat of lacquer or Kills or something that can protect it from the elements, and that it's not deteriorating, and then you go to use it in the spring and your foot goes through the, you know, the rotted wood or the wet wood. So just make sure you take proper care in that, because a lot of accidents, being from, you know, the Midwest, a lot of accidents can happen if you don't treat and take care of the wood decking, because you're up stories and you don't want anything to happen, so that, you know, and to cause bodily harm. So just make sure you are being mindful of that as well. So number 4 is going to be check your fire alarms. It's a good time of year for sure. Your fire alarm and your carbon monoxide readers. Now, a lot of people throughout the last few years should have smoke detectors, and some of them are also carbon monoxide readers that are hardwired in your house, and then also have a backup battery. That is the safest bet, just in case anything happens. We also have carbon monoxide readers that you can have wired to your wall, or we have them where it's battery operated, but we put them on the wall so it looks nice. It's easier to see. It can pick up different readings. So you want to make sure that you have smoke detectors in every bedroom. You want to make sure that you have them in outside of all the bedrooms, in, like, your loft or your hallway area, or downstairs. We have our smoke detectors here. We have one in the hallway. We have one in the bedrooms, so that you're completely covered. And that is the worst thing. If you watch This Is Us, let me tell you, it's a tearjerker. But if you watch This Is Us, one of the biggest things is that they didn't have a battery in their smoke detector, and that caused their home to burn down. That can be a very big reality with different things that are happening. It can save your life. If you hear that carbon monoxide reader go off, or you hear a smoke detector go off, it can very much get you out of a situation before it turns into an emergency. So please make sure all your batteries are checked, that you're also hitting the little switch on your carbon monoxide readers or your smoke detectors to make sure that you test them and they're working properly. And then also make sure that if your smoke detectors are more than 10 years old, please get them replaced with more modern ones. They're not tremendously expensive. An electrician can come out and do that for you, and then you're safe, because spending a couple $100s is so much better than having your house burned down. Sincerely, especially in California now, we have fires burning outside our door, and it's very very, very important that you watch evacuation things, or if you have a fire nearby, that you're staying in tune with what's going on in case you have to leave. It also never hurts to have a path and a plan in case you have something that happens, whether it's a water leak, a fire, your alarms are going off. You definitely want to have a plan and go over that with your family. Not many of us do. It took us a long time as well to think about those types of things. You want to have your important documents and maybe videos of births and all these different things close at hand, so you can grab them quickly and go. And then always make sure that you never leave your pets in a situation like that. I seriously would get some massive smoke inhalation to save our 3 babies, and they're your family too. So the more that you have everything functioning efficiently, the more time you have to escape and get out of tough situations. I want all of you to be safe. I want all of you to be happy. So have a plan. Get your smoke detectors working efficiently, and your carbon monoxide readers. And if you ever want, they do come with wall units. You can always just stick them on the wall. They also have plug-in in real estate. If someone doesn't have those things, they need them when they're selling their home. I go to Home Depot, I buy the ones that plug in, and there you go. You're all good, because it works the same. I also have a carbon monoxide and a natural gas plug-in in our own home. And so if you're ever worried about, like, does that smell like gas, or is our, this working right, that working right, you can plug that in upstairs, downstairs, and it does carbon monoxide and natural gas. So it's always good just to be on the safe side. Spend a little money for your safety is well worth it. And please do that. If nothing else, that is very important every year to keep your family safe. And I want you to be safe. So please, keep that in mind. For number 5, we're going to talk about planting bulbs. You don't think about that going into the winter season, but if you plant the bulbs now, you get everything, and they're in the ground. It's in the ground, ready to go, so that when spring comes, your planters and everything will be ready, but your bulbs will already be into the ground. And for people in Southern California or in hotter weathers like Florida, you just want to make sure that during this time of year, that if we do have a chilly day or wind or whatever, that you are taking, being mindful of those things. And now is a great time in California to plant different flowers and trees and everything, because we're going to get precipitation, which we haven't had for the last 4 months. And it's been over 100 degrees or around 100 degrees. So that gives everything a chance to bloom and shine. So you can get your fall, winter, and spring things ready now in California as well. It's a great time to just spruce things up and make things look beautiful where they're actually going to get water and sunshine and cooler weather and not dry up when it's 100 degrees out. So for us, it's a great time to paint your exterior, plant your plants, and for everybody else, it's great to put your bulbs in the ground. That way when spring comes, they'll all be ready to go and you can start your gardening process and everything will look beautiful by the time the end of spring comes around. So number 6, you want to make sure that you go by a window, and you can use a lighter for this as well. Go by your windows, your doors, and you hold a lighter. If the lighter blows out, you probably have a draft. Now in colder climates, that's really important. If you have too many drafts, your heat bills are going to go through the roof just because things are not sealed properly. So just caulking around doors and windows, and even in California, dust, dirt, bugs, across the country, you definitely want to make sure if you seal up things, less things get in, less dust, less air, whatnot. But if you're in a freezing, Chicago sometimes will go down to -10 or so, and it's freezing wind chill. If that's blowing in, it's going to be freezing in your house. And that can be a big deal if you have very, very young kids or elderly people in your home, or you are, one of those two things. They can get very affected by that. If you don't have, your heat on low and you wake up in the morning after a freezing night, it is freezing, and you want to make sure that you and your family are safe. So just caulking around doors and windows can save a lot of the energy, money, and different things from coming in the home. And like I said, money, it can save a lot of money if you seal up those things so that, and same thing with California with the air conditioning. If the hot 105-degree air is coming in all the time, you're losing a lot of that air conditioning that you need in order to stay at a good temperature in California. So it is really important that you seal those things. I would also say, even if it's every couple of years or so, keep an eye on the outside of your house and make sure that the caulking that was around your house separates sometimes. We have stucco that can, leave little spaces. Ants, bugs, wind, dirt, water can come into your house through that way. So especially if you have wet, like hard winters or a lot of rain, that's just sitting there. And if you don't have that fully blocked off, it's going to cause an issue. Water damage could go into the walls, termites, everything can come in. So just every couple of years, take a look, make sure that the outside of your house is also caulked and sealed so that the elements don't come in, bugs don't come in, and everything stays safe and dry. Nothing turns to mold, and you guys are safe. So definitely caulking around doors and windows and the outside of your home near the foundation to make sure all that stuff is sealed off so nothing comes in that you don't want to come in. So I hope that helps. And yeah, definitely just take a few minutes or hire a handyman or a professional. They can do it in no time flat, and then your home will be safe, efficient, and ready to go. So number 7 is going to be, and this is one I'm going to add kind of specifically for California. Through the summer, like I said, we've had 4 months of pretty much no rain, and it's been 100 fires, all sorts of things, and my heart and thoughts go out to everybody who's been affected by the fires. I know we definitely have. As far as air quality, it goes into your skin. You see burning fire and smoke, so it really has an emotional effect on people and the kiddos that are watching that out their school window. Also on the firefighters, thank you so much for always keeping us safe. For any of the the police officers, the firefighters, all of you out there, the paramedics, hospitals, just thank you so much for always taking care of us and keeping us safe during high fire season. So thank you again. So anyway, we're gonna come back to, a lot of times it's really important before fall comes, a lot of plants, grass, everything die in the summer in California. And you sprinkle once or twice a day, and they have little, stipulations on what you can and can't do because it's so hot out and they're trying to preserve water. But you definitely want to go pull all the dead things off of your trees. If you need to replant things that have dried up or kind of not been at their best during the summer season, it's really a good time for people in hotter climates to freshen up their gardens. Make sure you pull all of the weeds, anything dry. If you're in a fire zone, sometimes there's ash and everything. Just make sure you look at your mulch, and if it's dried out and discolored, it's a great time to do that before the fall season starts. Also, to look at your trees, your palm trees, pull any pods down and dry leaves and whatnot. And then also just look at anything that could have been affected by the hot weather. Sometimes painting, all of that can discolor your home or your garage or whatnot, and just kind of say, man, what did the summer hot heat do to either the outside or the plants or your backyard, and kind of get, all of that stuff freshened up so that you have fresh foliage and plants and flowers and trees going into the fall season where it's going to rain, and they'll flourish in that. So once you take the dead stuff out and freshen it up, it not only looks better for your home, but it also will help your plants function and look beautiful throughout the season to get ready for next summer's hot again. Well, those were the 7 things to help get your home ready for fall, whether you're in the Midwest, the East Coast, the West Coast, a little tips and tricks. I hope that helped. If you found this video or videos like this helpful, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit that bell. We really appreciate it, and we really are grateful for everyone who is watching and all the support you give us. And we love to provide value and fun videos and housing videos and all sorts of things to help educate you if you're coming to California from another state, if you're moving from within California, or if you're in Corona or the surrounding area, just to give you, community tours, what's out there as far as new builds go, and local businesses, what events are going on. We just love to provide value and love our city so much. And want to share that with you. So if you want to check us out on Instagram and Facebook, you can check us out at Vivid Lifestyle Realty. At Vivid Lifestyle Realty. You can also check us out on our website at vividlifestylerealty.com, where you can find blog posts and property searches and our contact information. If you ever need anything, you have a question, you're wondering about the NAR lawsuit or the changes in real estate, please feel free to reach out. You can call us, text us, email us, DM us, and we'd love to help you out. It's never a problem. I think it's so important that you're educated on what's going on for if you're buying or selling. It's one of the biggest purchases or biggest things you're doing in your life, and it's very important to us that you're educated and that you have the knowledge you need to make educated and the proper decisions for you. We hope that you enjoyed this. Please check out our channel for a lot more, whether it's local events, like I said, or different community tours or housing tours or model homes or anything that you need to know about Corona and the surrounding areas of real estate. Please check us out, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.